everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Petra and today I'm gonna film a video on the new Subculture palette right here. Here are the shades, which it's a gorgeous palette. And as I said in my haul video, if you watched that, these are pressed pigment powders. So it is a little different than the Modern Renaissance palette, which everyone is freaking out about because they're like, well, it's a sister palette to that. And it's like, well, yeah, they're sisters, not twins. So I think I said that in my last video, but it's true. And the colors are just beautiful colors though. So I was gonna try and use kind of more of the fun shades in there, or the shades that I think are really fun today for a look. You just have to lay down the powder differently than you do with a regular eyeshadow where you're just going to be doing a bunch of windshield wiping. With those kind of eyeshadows, you have to kind of lay the pigment down first and then kind of be gentle with your blending. If you blend like crazy, it's just gonna blow away and there's not going to be much left. So anyways, that's it. I'm glad you guys stopped by. Go ahead and feel free to subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Do you. I'm just excited you're here and you're watching. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. So I think I'm going to use I just bought the BECCA Aqua Luminous foundation. So I think I'm going to use that today for my base. But first I need to put on, so we'll just use some BECCA products here. I'm going to go ahead and use the Backlight Primer right here to put on my face. And I usually use like about a pump and a quarter, sort of, if you can do that. So go ahead and just put that on. My face is already, you know, like moisturized and everything. I like this primer. I think it does cause me to break out a little bit, but I still love that nice glow, so I'll just not use it very much. I do like how it gives you that kind of nice little glow factor. So the next thing I'm gonna go in with is the foundation, and I'm using like I said, I'm gonna use the BECCA Aqua Luminous foundation, and this is a dropper style. So I'm just gonna drop it like I do just a couple. You don't need much. So we're just gonna take this is a Real Techniques buffing brush, which I like because I feel like it doesn't pick up the product as bad as a beauty blender does. So I feel like the beauty blenders tend to really, oh, that brush feels so nice too. I really like this one. With lighter foundations, the beauty blender will tend to pick up the product a little bit more, and I've been having so much more breakout on my chin. I'm on this cleanse though. I'm on this like 30-day cleanse. It's not the whole 30, it's a different cleanse that I'm doing, but I think I've started to break out some from like detoxing, and it's just been kind of rough like in this area. So there's a little concealer. I'm putting on the what is this? I have a big monster right here that I don't even know if I can fully get rid of. This is the Wet n Wild medium peach shade of this. This is what it looks like right here. It works well, I think. I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Maracuja oil here, or concealer oil. I love this stuff. I feel like this keeps my under eye so nice, and I'll just take a tiny little bit and I'll just dab it, and then I'll just kind of put it more in the shadow of where my eye has like the shadow, the darkness, and I'll just tap that right in there because I don't like doing that whole triangle thing. I'm too old for that business. And putting this just where I need to add a little brightness and highlight that under eye just a little bit. I mean, it's not gonna cover up everything because I definitely have, you know, a little bit of darkness. I'm gonna put it a little bit in the laugh lines here. And then highlighting brings darkness forward. So that's why you put that in your, the kind of the cracks or whatever. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of it up there to kind of highlight on my forehead slightly. And I'm gonna go in with setting powder. I always use this Laura Mercier, the eye brightening powder. I'm trying to find one that's cruelty free though, because this one is not cruelty free, unfortunately. Okay, so just putting a little bit of powder in there, not a ton. I'm trying to move through this part of things quickly, since it's, you know, not, it's, you know, maybe the boring part to a lot of people. Okay, and then brows. We're just gonna do some quick brows. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my brows, and then we're gonna come back. So here we go. Okay, back with brows somewhat filled in here. I didn't go crazy on them. I never do any sort of like Instagram brow or anything like that, so I ain't got time for that. So those are the brows for today, and I realized that I forgot to powder my face. Silly me. So let's go ahead and do this. So this is the Laura Mercier. I just picked this up, Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in the shade number 2. And it looks like this right here. And I got it because my other one broke, sadly. I also talk about that in my other video. I'll link that video. That was like a haul video, and I will link that right here. I think it's on this side. I think it's on your guys' right and my left. So anyways, I will link that video up there. And then I am taking my E41 Morphe brush here. I love this big fluffy brush, and I'm just dabbing in there into this powder. And we're gonna get a nice bit of it here, and I'm just gonna dab that. Take the BECCA and Chrissy Teigen palette here. I love the bronzer shade in there. It's a really nice shade. So I'm gonna take this little E.L.F. Flawless Face brush, and I'm gonna dip into that bronzer shade right there. Get rid of some of this a little bit. Just go ahead and get started on the eyes. First, I'm gonna set my brows real quick. I love using this. I've gone through now, this is almost the second E.L.F. brow gel I've gone through. Like, I use this stuff like every day. And there's a brow gel side and a eyelash gel, as well as a brow gel on here. And I use them both for my brows. So I just comb those up. And I need to get a new one. It gets kind of gross like this, but because you know, you're dipping in there. But I love using it. It's way cheaper. It's like a few dollars as opposed to spending like 20 bucks on the brow one, the clear brow gel from Anastasia. So, okay, next thing, I'm going to actually put some concealer on my eyelids. I'm gonna actually use the Naked Urban Decay Skin. This is in the shade Light and Light Warm, actually. And I'm going to just put a little bit on there and tap it in, because my eyelids are a little bit darker. All right, so we are ready to start the eye look, which I'm excited to do. I did film this actually already, and I was kind of bummed because the footage, I must have not gone through it well enough or something, because the footage was like it cut like my eye part off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't you check that? I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to get this little setup right, and sometimes I do it great, and other times not so much. That was a not so much time. So I'm just gonna do this eye look again. All right, so just to kind of set my eyelids here so it's not tacky, I am gonna go in with this dupe that Makeup Revolution made, and it is called Chocolate and Peaches, and it's an exact dupe for the actual the Peaches and Cream by Too Faced, which I don't know. I don't care. I bought this one, and honestly, I feel like it's probably just as good, so I don't care. I'm like, this was like $7.50, regularly like 15 bucks, I think, which is still like a quarter of the price, I think, of what the Too Faced one is. Oh, that's perfect. See? And then I have this nice little powder I can just set on my eyelid here. And this is a Sigma E40 brush. Okay, so the rest of the video I am going to voice over this part, so it will go a little bit quicker for you. Okay, all right, here we go.
So first I'm going in with the shade Roxy and taking that into the crease with my Morphe M433 brush and just blending that out a little bit. I'm kind of just doing really light strokes. I kind of pack on the pigment and then blend it into the crease. This one, I do want it blended out a little bit more, so I'm kind of doing a little bit more of the windshield wiper motions. The next shade I'm going into is Edge, and I wanted to add a little bit of dimension to the Roxy shade, so I am just taking the Sephora, that is the Pro Crease brush, number 19, I believe, and blending that into the top of the Roxy shade there, just to kind of add a little bit more dimension. Next, I am going to go into the shade All Star, which is that like nice maroon shade, and packing that on the outer edge there with my So Susan brush that I got in an Ipsy. So I don't even know this brand, but it was perfect because it has like an angle to it. Then I am taking my MAC 219 brush and going into that lovely shade Axis that's been so popular. It's that bright teal shade, and putting that into the corners. This one took a little bit more time packing in because they are so pigmented. You really just need to set the color down gently and then kind of pack it in and blend a little, but you don't want to be doing any sort of crazy blending. Just kind of set it in there. Then to blend a little bit, I took my Sigma E45 brush and then blended it a little bit, but it's like a more defined crease brush there, so it really helped get the color. Then I'm taking my finger into the shade Untamed and putting that onto the center of my lid there. I don't know why I used my finger, I just did. Then next I'm going into the shade Electric with my finger as well, but then I changed to a brush, and that is a Coastal Scents brush in it's a number 16 brush, and just packed that fun like color I have never seen before, like a yellowy gold, a very yellowy gold shade, and then I just put that over the top of Untamed. I don't really know if Untamed helped with anything. I just thought it was fun to just put it over the top and use as many colors. So then I'm taking my Morphe brush again and then just kind of blending those shades a little bit together, trying to get the harsh edges out, yada, yada, yada. I am taking my Luxie brush, that is the number 223 brush, into the shade All Star, and that is what I'm doing my lower lash line. And then I also took Electric into the lower lash line, closer to the inner corner there. And then I'm going to pop on some lashes here in just a second, and then I will come right on back to see you guys.
All right, you guys, I am back. Finally, I feel like getting my lashes on today were kind of a pain, but this is the finished eye look. I love the colors in this freaking palette. I mean, and there's so many more things that you could do in here. I mean, they have just like, they have warm shades and cool shades, and it's just, I don't know, I think that you could just come up with so many different looks, and it's so different than what I feel like we've seen out there on the market. Anyways, I think it's a really cool palette. So everybody else out there, they can create all their drama or whatever, but I'm gonna continue to use it. So anyways, I need to finish up with some highlight and some lipstick here. So I think what I'm gonna do for highlight is use my new Aurora palette that I got. I thought it would be fun to go with this look that I have. So I think I'm gonna go in, so I have this, what brush is this? This is my Morphe 501 brush, and I am going to tap into Lyra, I think. Well, I'm gonna do a little bit of Helia and Lyra, but I think I'm gonna do Lyra, I'm gonna call it Lyra first. So we'll put that on first. It's crazy how it's like, it looks yellow in the pan, but it has this like really cool pink cast to it. Then we're gonna do a little bit of Helia. It has kind of a green cast to it, so that really like warms it up, but I still can see that like pink undertone underneath. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love these. I'm so glad I got this palette. I think I like it better than the Moonchild. I feel like the Moonchild is probably better for more fair skin tone. For blush, I think I'm just gonna do my famous Milani Luminoso shade. I always use this. I love this shade. I think it'll be good for this look though, and it has like a really nice glow to it as well. You guys There's that big ugly monster on my face. I can't stand it. It's like it won't go away. So I'm gonna go with this a little bit cooler shade, but it's a gloss by Marc Jacobs. They're one of my favorite lip glosses. This is in the shade Love Drunk. Oh yeah, I like that. Anyways, you guys, this is it. This is the finished look. Hope you guys enjoyed watching today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oops. You know what? That just dropped on my shirt. Good job. Good job. This little monster over here does not want to disappear. It's so annoying. Grab and tap that all in. Eyelash, clear eyelash brow gel side. Oh my gosh, I can't say that obviously clear enough.